But, so today I literally have no idea what I'm going to do. I also hate ring lights that have a tripod that they just go flat anyway. So I was going to use the computer, but it fell down. Either way, welcome. And I hope you're all having a great day. But there is something that I'm going to do today. So I did I'm a part of Influencer. So if you aren't aware, Influencer is actually a legit company that if you set up an account and you answer questions, you also have to on your emails, like always keep an eye out and do their surveys to find, hold on, I apologize. This light is actually not on the right mode. Okay, there we go. But anyway, they will actually send you free products. So I've received plenty of things in the past. I've received like vitamins, food things, like steak marinades, macaroni and cheese. What else have I got? Oh, Anastasia brow things. So my recent, they call them Vox boxes. And I will put my link if I can. So you might have to copy it. But my link to get in, this one is the Beauty Blender Vox box. So I have never actually, it's empty, but I'm glad that it has like this actual case. I am going to use the Beauty Blender, so I wet it. I never bought an actual Beauty Blender because they're like over $20, and I'm like, that's a little much for a sponge. So I got that to test out, and also their Bounce foundation. Now, when you do the Vox boxes and you do the little surveys, you have to go ahead and like pick out what your color is by looking at just colors on like swatches on the arms. So this one's a little bit lighter than I normally would have chosen, but it's summer, and summer brings out my, I've mentioned it before, I do have melasma, so you can't see it as much in the winter. This occurred after having children, and it can just kind of like change your skin tone, things like that. I do have a couple blemishes from when I did my microneedling myself the other day. But anyway, I believe, and I'm not quite sure on the price, but I believe the foundation is $29. And this is their Bounce foundation. So it's the Liquid Whip Long Wear Foundation. It says it's oil free, and it says it's a light, wet, yet long wearing full coverage foundation with a breathable satin matte finish that looks like your best skin. And then the directions say, on primed and moisturized skin, use a damp beauty blender to bounce foundation into skin, layering as desired. This was, I think, like I said, $29, and I believe, as far as I know, the beauty blenders themselves are about $25. So I received both of these for free, so I can test them out and then leave my reviews on Influencer. And sometimes they have different things, like you might have to leave a review on their site, like the product site or Sephora, or post to your Instagram, things like that. I will say the Beauty Blender itself, considering I have never actually had an original Beauty Blender ever in my life, it feels really different. It doesn't feel as, I want to say, latexy as a lot of the other sponges do, like the lower cost sponges. I don't think, you know me, if you watch me, you know me, I have stuff like, for example, the ones I got from CVS. Oh, I have actually, so this is the CVS Beauty 360 blender kit. So to compare, I only have these two little guys left in here. But these ones, just when I'm feeling them, the consistency itself is very tough. So the makeup of these particular sponges is very, very tough. It's not silky. This, when I had put water on it, was I don't know what the owls mean, but okay. Hi, thank you for watching. um, it feels like the texture is just like way different than any other like cheaper sponges than I had used. So I'm hoping for the best. So that's what I got, because I'm like, hey, I got this. Actually got it in the mail. Well, I saw the email day before yesterday, and it was like, are you enjoying your Beauty Blender Vox box? And I was like, I didn't receive it. There are times that I did not receive one, and I was like, I never got it. So, this is my cup. It's backwards, but it's like a dress. I apologize. I am going to have to yell at my cat for clawing the carpet. So my children are really good at not interrupting anymore, but you know, now the cat's like, pay attention to me, and I'm like, no, I cannot right now. So I will say I did try out this foundation yesterday. Only like under my eyes. Like this, it's gotten better like with doing the microneedling and stuff, but when they say stress kills, yeah, it does. I'm going to move this a little bit closer. There we go. Okay. Same primer as usual. The Clarins Instant Smooth Perfecting Touch, because until I ever find something that will dominate this baby, that's how it's going to go. And that's just it. So if you're ever looking for somewhere to find brand new products, that's not me. I don't have, well, I mean, hey, wait, but unless I get them through influencer, there may be others. But as far as purchasing them, if you follow me on any type of social media, I just pay for things for my family, so I just don't. That's why I kind of like have a hard time also like focusing on content or looks that I'm going to do, anything like that. Just because like my number one priority is my kids. So, but it's okay. All right. Anyway, so like I said, this is a little lighter than I normally would use. And then if you see here, because I got it, I hate how cameras don't zoom, but it says not for resale, so. I used it under my eyes and it seemed pretty okay, but it did not seem full coverage, so I also just used my fingers. I did not use the Beauty Blender. So let me see what I want to do. I was thinking about, before I went on, what I was going to do for brows. I definitely have to find something different for my brows. Again, I'm distracted by life occurrences, so it's not easy to focus on, your goals when other things take your focus away, but that's okay. Let me see where my brushes are. I can never find my brushes. Alright, this guy might work. And I was just thinking about it. What's the shittiest thing? When people mistake eccentric people for fuck-ups. Shame on you. Walt Whitman would be mad at you. Just saying. All right, so we're going to take foundation like I usually do, blend your brows. I'm going to put a little bit here. So see, it's like quite a bit lighter than my skin tone right now, but then once I blended it out, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I mean, they could always, it's way light. Okay, this isn't a review on the color. It is a review on the foundation itself and how it's working. So far, like on my skin, it doesn't feel weird. The texture itself, looking at it, actually does like look just like skin. So I'd probably need, like, for me personally, like 2 shades darker. But yeah, I don't think it looks really bad. Okay, so for my brows, I'm gonna do what I did the other day. I kind of liked it. Going into my trusty Orgy palette, I'm gonna start with bottom right here. And just kind of just do right here where I'm growing my brows in, and you know I'm trying to grow them in. And same side right here. I kind of hate these guys that like stick up, but it's so funny because my daughter has the same thing and it looks so endearing on her. I like absolutely love it. But hers are like a little bit lighter than mine, so. But see, they go this way, so I follow them. I kind of like how it kind of goes this way. So, let's straighten this down a little bit. I've kind of taken doing the brows to the same level as doing eyeshadow, where I kind of just let them both do their own thing. So if I have 2 separate brows in like a video or a photo or anything, it's always thinking like that whole saying, they're sisters, not twins. So I've learned to kind of like flick up on this one and kind of like buff it to the top, where the buffing on this one kind of like doesn't matter because of those guys that pop up. But yeah, no, I'm trying. It took me years and years to get the eyeshadow game down. Doing the brows, not so much, but that's okay. Alright, not bad. Okay. And then I'm going to go into the darker color. What did I use the other day? It looked pretty decent. It's kind of hard, and it's because like I have the darker brows. I mostly use like Body Chill, so I'll go into that one. So for this one, I kind of actually, for this part of my brows, I use the tip of this little guy, but then for the rest of it, I use the side. So when I go in, I dip into it sideways. When I'm doing the front part of my brows, I go like this. So then I'm going to take it and just I follow the hairs that I have here, but I try to also match it up because sometimes I kind of like that little swoop, but most of the times I don't. So I'm going to just take it up. And then I'm not going to go to the tail. I'm going to go on this side. And then do the same. And because this brow is naturally higher than the other side, I have to like stop from going higher with it. And then just bring it out. And then under here and just kind of fill that in. And this one naturally goes straight, and this one naturally goes this way, so that's how it goes. It can't always be perfect, and no one is perfect, but if you can get kind of close to perfect, then there you go. So see how this one goes a little bit more straight here. So I just kind of right here. And it's like the most minute part to get to go up. And that's okay. Same color. And then I'm going to go down this way. And I'm very, very lightly touching. Like I'm hardly even touching my skin. And I'm just drawing it down. Because if I were to press hard, then I'm going to drag it down too much. And then get like a weird line. So you just want to touch it. And then touch it hard here. And then kind of just taper off. Touch it and just follow the line. And it's kind of like if you touch it and then relax your hand as you go out, and then you'll get it. And I will say, obviously, if it isn't apparent already, I might repeat things that I do. Do you know why? Not everyone is going to go back into every single video that I did, and I'm not going to say, hey, go look at such and such a video, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I'm not at that point right now where I could say that. And I enjoy making videos for people who are not so inclined to makeup. I encounter so many people that are like, I can't do that, but I wish I could. That's what I'm here for. So go ahead, and then what I'm doing is I'm taking that same color, Body Chills, and I'm just like lightly bringing it into that first color that I used to meld them together. This part here is kind of pissing me off. See that teeny little bump there? So I'm going to get this guy. I'm just going to straighten that out. And then this here, I'm going to straighten that out. And then come down the sides. And there's really like hardly anything on this brush, so. Right here, it's not really been sticking lately, so. Alright, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I am okay with it. So, what shall we do next? Ooh, did anybody see my video from when I went to the pool party on Sunday and I jumped in the water and then my makeup was fabulous? I literally did not use any setting spray at all. I also did not use waterproof mascara. I used, actually that day I used my trusty ever Whiplash, but before I put that on, I used the Physicians Formula Butter Blowout Mascara first, because this is getting kind of old. And yeah, it didn't run. I was so proud of myself. I went into work on Tuesday and my boss was like, look at you, makeup queen, like your makeup didn't budge. And I was like, I just did it like I normally do, and it didn't go anywhere. So I was so excited. It was like, and I literally went underwater like 3 times, and then I kept just like, I'd make a video or I'd like take a picture, and it still was still like there. It's so good. Oh my God. I was glad. If it did wipe off or wash off, I did have Burt's Bees wipes that I bought for my daughter in my car. So I did have those as backup. I didn't need them. No. So anyway, to our primer, the Juvia's Place primer. I started getting like that water stuff coming out Sunday. That was the last time I did my makeup. So I think a lot of times you have to shake your primers to make sure they're okay. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Guys, like, get out here and tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. Anyway, I've used this before, but what else can I use you with, sir? Alright, let's find my black. Here's a black. Good enough. Before I put my primer on my eyelids, I feel like lining this under the waterline, and I know it looks gross and I know it's scary, but we'll get it done. It's okay. So I feel like when you do this, it makes the base of your lashes look so much thicker. And I forget to do it a lot until I put primer on, and then if I touch my eyelid and press, then I'm gonna fuck it up. Okay, there's more on the left side than the right. I'll get you out of here because I don't need darkness there. So now I got a little bit of darkness there. I just have to, because otherwise it's going to throw everything that I do off. Okay. Is everybody busy tonight? What's up? Okay. I wish that YouTube would let you like play music. I really need some music right now. I will say, a testament to a person's strength is to not speak of things that are actually going on in their life and live their life in a normal manner. So, hey. And go up. Same brush I always use, my little concealer that is gone because this shit works. These little things are like the best things in the world. I swear on my life. A little lower. Okay. It's like super focused now. Okay. It's right there. pretty good match. Let me see. I think that where I do my brows, I really need to tweeze them, but then when I don't have my brows on, they look weird. Okay, that's good. I've generally just gotten into blending that with my finger afterwards lately, because like my actual line is there, so I just want to like having that defined. Okay, so that's good. And I have it on the back of my hand. Took a little bit here, and then I start on the lid and then move up that way. And just put it out. I don't have a song stuck in my head right now. I realize that like all the I can only get like radio stations in my truck, and I'm getting so fucking bored of it. It's like all the same songs all the time. So like here's me trying to like post me singing songs on my Instagram stories, and it seems monotonous. Well, that's how monotonous fucking radio is. And then new songs, I'm like, I don't really feel anything like catches me. I am a lyrics person. I mean, I can get into a beat if I'm like dancing or whatever, but if you're driving in your car, you're kind of like, I want to belt out some motherfucking lyrics. And it doesn't happen on like the stations that play new music. So it's pretty shitty. I'll go to them here and there, but mostly I don't put anything here. And then the other stations who have literally the entire library of, 80s, 90s, 70s music, and they're like, we play blah, 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 blah. Dude, you play all the same stuff. Like, what the fuck is that about? You have an entire absolute library that you can play, but you play all the same stuff, like, just the hits. God. Okay. I don't know. What are we going to do today? I think I did, like, a summer look. Okay, I did a summer look. I've done a bronzy look. Everybody's into the late 90s and early 2000s lately, huh? So, let's get weird. Let me find my... I should have fucking searched it out. You might work. That's a little bold for it, but it may work. It may work as far as like a twist if I find that one. I'm looking for one singular eyeshadow. A single eyeshadow to come and save my day. This is a contender. I don't want to use the same shit. I want ooh, I found it. Listen, if you're going to talk early 2000s, you know what you're going to do? This is, I don't even know if they sell this anymore. I bought this, God. I I could say 4 years ago, but I might be lying. I'm not lying. I don't know. The Maybelline Expert Wear, what is this one? It's called New Mono, and it's new is spelled weird. N-E-W-E Mono. Oh, that's their just vanilla. But it's kind of like a shimmery white. Yes. Hi, Daniel. It's a shimmery white. So this and like a shimmery baby blue. Pretty much my eyelids look the same, except the eyebrows are not the same. So let's go with this guy, because that's what it is. And the only baby blue that I have, but I think to make it shimmery, I might put this over it, is in the Jawbreaker palette, and it's Brain Freeze. So yeah, let's fuck around with you guys. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so it's gonna make my brow bone look fucking enormous, but for the sake of an era, okay, I'll do it. And I have later foundation. Everybody wore a little bit darker foundation then, which might be why I have a penchant for darker foundation. But I also know that in pictures, if I wear something that matches my skin, it looks like way lighter. So there's that. Okay, so let's roll. I have to find a clean brush that doesn't have any weird shit on it, which is impossible here. Prime example. Alright, I'm going to clean off this green. And it may just have like weird shit on it, but you clean it off and it's good, so. It's kind of going with my Britney look last week. Like late 90s, early 2000s, so okay. This is what I would do normally anyway. Like, you know, it just takes more time to do things, to clean a brush off, and you're like, fuck, I gotta clean this brush and make sure most of this green is off here. So, got that. Alright, so we're gonna go into, what is this one? Brain Freeze. And I'm gonna get that on my brush. And we're just gonna go nuts. I'm gonna tap it off. It's not showing up as much as I want it to, but I guess that's okay because I'm kind of looking for the opaque, shimmery look. That's what we're doing. We're just gonna roll with it. But I had that bright green, and all I did was wipe it on a damp paper towel. And do you see any green on my eyelids? No. So we're just going to concentrate this here. What would 2002 May do? Huh. Well, I would just put this on my lid. And I would be like, oh, I really need the blue to show up. I would keep putting it on. But we're also modifying it, so I must keep that in mind. Okay, oh, and I noticed, see that? I had some blue fall out. Shit. I'm going to try to brush it away. Okay, there's that. Alright, and then I'm going to take this guy. This is the True Match Lumis Shimmerista. I think it's called Moon Glow. Moonlight. I don't have my glasses on. Alright, so let's find a little brush that we can do a highlight with. Well, this one will do. Okay, so this is a super flat brush. Maybe usually used for a concealer. But because I want a tight line under my brow, it's going to work. Because it's not going to feather anything out. Alright, there we go. And then here. Good. And then we're going to go into the Maybelline one that I had brought out first. So in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was all about concentrating on your lid, and then the rest was your entire crease and brow bone being white. And we're just going to fucking go nuts with it. That's what it was. That's what it was about. There was no definition in that crease whatsoever. Like, does that crease in your eye exist? Fuck no. Because you want a ton of white on the top. Like, that all gotta be white as hell. You gotta go into it. That's how it went. I'm gonna have to straighten my hair. Good thing that my hair is dirty and it's gonna like be stringy and like super flat to my head, because that was the thing too. Like the brows I didn't do like the same way, but like the hair I'm gonna have to like part it in the middle and then just like straight down. The lipstick that I want is downstairs too. I might have to leave. I don't know. I may find a replacement. Anyhow, that part of the eyes is done. So easy. Because I'm going through and modifying it, I will do underneath the eyes like I do, just because that's what I like to do. So, concealer. We'll go into the True Match N122. I'm going to take this new Beauty Blender. I'm just going to squirt up a little bit on. And go in here. Oh, I will say, let me tell you, this Beauty Blender did not suck up all the foundation or concealer. I used that little squirt where usually I would only have enough on one eye with a cheaper version, and I had enough for two eyes. So, and it's really making the product like go farther and blending it a lot nicer than a cheaper version that feels more latexy. So I definitely can see why it is superior. Alright. I'm not going to go in with the darker concealer. I'm just going to blend with what I have on my sponge, because my foundation is lighter. You know what? This might work. The lighter foundation might work with this experiment here. Well, I'm not mad at it. Let's do the eyelashes. Now, in the late 90s, early 2000s, would we have done big lashes? No. But, again, I am modifying. So, I'm going to do what I did the other night. I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Blow Up Mascara as kind of like a primer, because my Ever mascara is running out and it's getting old. I'm just going to go in carefully so I don't touch any of that blue. And separate and get those guys ready. That's what you would do in the era that I'm trying to emulate. I'm going to emulate and exaggerate. I think there's a beautiful saying, emulate and exaggerate. And that looks good. So I'm going to go in with the Ever Whiplash. I love putting mascara on. It's one of my favorite parts of putting makeup on. Because it's so precise and also dangerous because you're getting like really close to your eyeball. And you have to like take your time. And that's the reason why so many different mascaras come out, is because, well, formulas themselves, not every formula is amazing. But women themselves don't trust themselves enough to actually take the time to sit and comb and watch and see that you can build a masterpiece with mascara. It's usually just a hassle. So it's kind of like, I want to put makeup on, I want long lashes, but like, I just want to do that. Not going to happen. You are not going to get beautiful lashes by acting like a maniac, throwing on mascara, having the mascara touch your eyeshadow and having those like blobs and shit, like, and then walking around like that. You know what that tells me about a woman? That tells me you don't have patience. If you're walking around with mascara blobs on your upper eyelids because you're too much in a hurry to look pretty, you don't have patience, and you really lack a sense of self and self-control. So a lot of people will go out there and say, you don't need makeup. Makeup's stupid. Or they don't even say makeup's stupid. It's very, there's a blob on the end of this. There are a very large amount of similarities of applying makeup to many professions and actually many life virtues if you use it that way. Not everyone uses it that way. So, you know. I'm kind of tying in a 60s vibe, I feel, by doing the big lashes with the blue eyeshadow. I've always liked blue. My mom did too. My mother's insane, but you know. Sometimes men do that to you. Let me see. All right. And then always, because of my right-handedness, I get this little guy here. So I have to like omit it, get it out of there. All right. I'm going to use the Brave On Diamond Eyes powder and put that under my eyes and those divots here. I've looked them up because I'm like, what is that called under your eyes? And it's called tear troughs. So I'm just kind of not get it anywhere outside of where that darkness is coming. Better. Kids are watching Toy Story, and it's that part where, Toy Story 2, where Jessie, is talking about her owner and stuff, so sad. Oh. And I always felt that way about my toys. And then, my nose is itchy. And then Toy Story came out, and I was like, damn it, I always felt this way anyway. Why'd you have to do this to me? Okay. I'll just use the NYX black eyeliner. I'm going to sharpen it. I like the L'Oreal one, but because I lost the top to it, it dried out and it got weird on me. So I'm going to take this and do my normal thing that I like to do. I never would line under my eyes like this until, I don't know, maybe about a year ago. I always did the top, but like the difference that it makes in making your eyes look bigger is amazing. So I did. It was a really strange send-off. It wasn't terrible. It was cute. Did I cry? Yes, of course I cried. I cried a lot of things. And crying at things shouldn't be a bad thing. So, especially for a woman. Like, don't make fun of me for crying at a movie. My God. Please, you should be happy that I have a fucking soul. But, it wasn't terrible. It was just, I think it was kind of like they didn't want to, or not they did, I don't know. They just ended it, and then they just ended it. So that was that. I don't know, Daniel. I'm trying here. I haven't thought about. I think I saw Toy Story 4 like once, so I haven't thought about it in a while. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a dark color, but not brown. I want black. Shit. Alright, I'm going to do the Natasha Denona Bronze Palette because we have a very dark color called Deep Dive, and that is what I can find. I'm not going to use this brush because I have another one that's already dark. Like pretty much almost black, but not really black. Listen. Big Fish, I don't remember. Land Before Time, absolutely I cried to. I saw, you brought up E.T. I saw E.T. for the first time when I was about 7. And when I tell you that I cried for about an hour or two straight after that movie was over, I am not, like, what's that word? Oh, God. Today's one of those days that, like, words escape me. I could not think of the word expose to save my life today. I hate it. Like, why does this happen to me? And then I'm like, okay, Nate, well, you have a brain disease, so this is why. But I don't think that's completely why. I also think that being in the presence of people who are also non-educated and can, like, insist of not being that way can contribute to it. But either way, I had cried for at least an hour after seeing that, and because I could feel it, like, oh God, the fucking feelings. I was like 7 or 8, and I was like, I never saw E.T. And my dad had worked construction, and most of the time when he did work construction, it was for his friends. And so if he was working on, like, an empty house or something, yeah, we would sometimes, because they would like to drink and work. And my mom was like, well, you're not going by yourself, so me and the kids are coming too. So it was an empty house with, like, I don't know, like a random bed. I don't know. I don't remember that part, but I just remember the fact that, like, we didn't own a VCR, but you can rent VCRs. And my mom had rented a VCR from this video store in that town. Yeah. So to keep us, me and my brother amused, she rented the VCR, and we stayed in this random house that was being worked on. When I was in, like, 2nd and 3rd grade, we stayed in quite a few houses that were just, like, houses that were being worked on, and rented VCRs. So I said, I want to see E.T. And my brother watched it too, but he's 2 years younger than me. And then after I saw it, I lost it, and I just started fucking crying. And I cried for at least an hour afterwards. It broke my heart. Like, it broke my heart when like, he was in the house, and then, like, all the guys came for him, and then, like, E.T. was dying, and then, like, he disappeared, and then, like, when they, like, merged together, and then he was, like, crying out for Elliot, and then they were both there in the, like, fucking, like, tent, like, the fucking COVID tent. Now I say it's like a COVID tent. And then he had to let him go. Like, then he had to fucking go home. Like, it was cool because, like, he wasn't gonna get probed and fucking prodded and shit, but, like, and, like, not only did they have to go through that whole pain of, merging with each other and just, like, being together, then they had to let each other go. It's, like, sad. It's, like, the saddest thing ever. And it's what's even sadder is, like, shit like that happens in real life. I'm a fucking testament to that. Like, God, sometimes you just gotta go. Oh, stop it, Daniel, you're trying to make me cry. It just sucks. It really fucking sucks. It does. It does. And, you know, sometimes you just have to let people go to do their own thing, to live their own life, because it's just like letting like a wild animal loose. Like when my son and I had the tadpoles and the toads, and well, they grew into toads, and there was one little guy left, and then God, Daniel, damn it. And then we just had to let him go. And I don't know what's going to happen to him, you know. I have no idea. I don't know if he lived or died. No, it's okay. I'm just like, I'm that type of person. And sometimes things just like, that's how life is, you know. You just gotta release things. You gotta release things, because you realize that if you kept them with you, that they will die. And even though those things may have felt comfortable with you, and you felt comfort in them too, if they stay with you, they will die. And you might want to rather see those little creatures living their life than dying in your presence. And if that isn't an epiphany, I don't know what is. So anyway, moving on, we shall go to, what did I do? Eyes look pretty good. I'm going to take this little beauty blender and we're going to go in with the foundation. So for you guys tuning in, this is the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. And I'm going to take the actual Beauty Blender. Ooh, that was a little much, but okay. I'm just going to do my normal thing. So it says, oh my, to what? To what I was saying? Or, okay, I went really hard on this little hole in my face the other day with my microneedling, and I hope I didn't fuck my face up doing it, because it scabbed a little bit. This foundation is way too light. This will be a good one for me, like once like fall and winter comes. So I'm glad to have it. I'm not going to judge it by the color because, again, I had chosen the color myself on the site. Okay, using the Beauty Blender opposed to cheaper versions definitely feels different on my face. I can kind of feel the wetness in a way, which is weird because it doesn't actually absorb as much. Well, we do, because that's just me. So, I mean, and you know, on my Twitter especially, if you follow me, yeah, I get deep on there a lot. I don't get many likes, but oh my God, I haven't watched that in a while. That is such a good one, though. That is a good one too. What's another one that makes me? I could talk about movies that make me cry. The very, very first movie that I had seen in theaters that made me cry was All Dogs Go to Heaven. Yep. That movie, and I think I was in like 4th grade. My brother had these 2 friends that their mom took them to the movies all the time, and she was the mom that like snuck in all the snacks. So she would like, she had like this huge ass purse, and she would bring like all kinds of snacks and sodas and everything, but she would take us to the movies, which was great because my brother and I, our parents didn't take us to the movies. So we had seen quite a few movies with them, and All Dogs Go to Heaven was the very first movie I cried. Yeah, oh my god, I will too. Oh, I'm gonna go in with the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Finishing Powder. So I'm just going to get this on here. Yeah, that movie still, even to this day, will make me cry. You could... Okay, so no, I cried to E.T. first. So I would say maybe E.T. was the first movie that I cried to in general. In theaters, like in movies itself. All Dogs Go to Heaven was the one I cried to in theaters. Yeah. Oh, you know another one I cried. Sorry. Because I was crying. I had that. The Baz Luhrmann Romeo and Juliet. Even though I knew the story, even though I had read the story, everything, I saw that movie. And I had friends that their dad was a projectionist, so got us into the movies for free. So I saw that in theaters. And yeah. Cried my I missed that comment. I apologize. Cried my fucking eyes out. I will never forget being like, I think I was 15 or 16 in the bathroom at the movie theater at the mall, which now does not exist, and bawling, going to the bathroom. I was going in the bathroom and I was just bawling my eyes out. And then I don't remember if it was her mom or dad that like drove us home, and I was just, even on the way home, bawling, crying my eyes out. And I'm just like, oh, by the way, people, if you're ever going to post bawling, it's BAWLING, not BALLING. 2 different things, okay? Just so you know. And, yeah, no, I'm not going to accept that, oh, this is how we're now going to spell it. That is absolutely unacceptable to me. Because then there is no differentiation between meanings. Which is what people want, right? They want nobody to be able to differentiate between any type of meaning and any type of writing. So that's why they accept slang and internet language into everyday things, which is complete and utter bullshit. Actual English, if you're speaking English, like, why is every other language a priority above speaking English? Please tell me that. Tell me why you attack speaking the English language above any other language. Must mean something, right? Must mean something if you're attacking it. So, how about no? Oh, yeah. Well, no. Hey, you can do that, and you can have a you can do that, and you can have a subset of language, and you can have a subculture of language. Nobody is keeping that from you. But when you start to try to make that particular way of speaking the only way, then it becomes a problem. So the internet, I mean, I get it. I do it too on like Twitter, just because it's kind of more of a what's the word I'm looking for? Relaxed way of speaking. So it's more of a relaxed way of speaking. When you want to get certain things across, it's more of a relaxed way of speaking. And I totally get that. And I'm like, yeah, I will adapt to this particular way of speaking because that looks like hell. What the fuck is going on there? You see that? Oh, because I'm not being completely serious right now. So, that was a little too much, Daniel. It didn't completely come through, but I did see the Tower of Babel, and I will look that up because that makes sense. I think I've read something of the sort. So I'm not like, if I did, it was years ago, but either way, it doesn't. I listen. All these things that all these little girls on Twitter talk about all the time, like, I talked about that too when I was your age, ladies. Like, I get it. I understand. Okay. Well, I'm trying to keep this away from my face, but I'm also trying to keep talking. So, anyway, we need. I know. Okay, I'm glad that you think it's good, because it's like, I feel like it's not going so well today. The brows went good. See, nothing. No, I'm not gonna say nothing. Some days, everything goes good and everything flows really well. And then some days, it's like, the universe doesn't give you all that you want all at once, all the time. Therefore, you must accept that some things, today was just not the day for a contour and brow to happen. And I'm okay with that because I accept what I'm given. So, anyway, let's see. I still have that. Ugh. Last summer, did I have this issue going on here? No. Last summer, thank you. Last summer, I didn't cry as much. So, there's that. There is that. But a lot of times, your deepest struggles will determine your greatest strengths. Actually, not a lot of times, like all the time, but okay. I think as far as contouring went, I think that's good. Very early 2000s, there may be. Oh, I just thought about it. I was like, oh my god, very early 2000s. I was like, there may be. Ooh, yes. Please send me something. I think that would be amazing. Yes. Oh my god. Okay, I just thought about it, and I was like, early 2000s, there would be lots of bronzer. And yeah, there would be. So I'm going to take this big ass brush because, like, why not? And I'm going to take this motherfucker right here. And we're going to just, like, go. This is what the early 2000s was like. It was like, I have some shimmery bronzer, bitch. And I'm just going to, like, put it everywhere. And look like a fucking android. Yep. Although this isn't as orange as the early 2000s, but still, I just, like, thought about it. And I was like, oh my god. And then it was just like, everybody was like, yeah, I'm just going to be a bronze goddess. And I'm just going to, like, load this shit on. And I'm just going to, like, do it up. Mm-hmm. Oh, I totally feel it now. I see it. It's so there. Oh, yes. That's what I was missing. That's what I was missing. That is it. Fuck yeah, that's what I was missing. I was just missing that whole android glowing all over the fucking place look. Okay. We wouldn't do a bright pink. Things were more a bit peachy-ish. So I'm going to do the L'Oreal Blush Please. And this is, what is this? Blushing in Riviera. And it was more of the apple of the cheeks thing. Because Oprah was the one that said, you gotta do the apple of the cheeks. And everybody listened to Oprah back then. Everybody did. Not gonna lie. Telling you. Late 90s, early 2000s. They did. And then they just kind of went like this. She was like, yeah, you just gotta do the apples of the cheeks. I was like 22 and I like subscribed to O Magazine. Okay. Oh, it looks so much more authentic. I'm so excited. It's so good. Okay, the lips though. Okay, well, the lips that I would like to do are downstairs, but there is an alternative. There is an alternative that I have up here because I don't want to like leave and just like walk downstairs to get my stuff. But I don't know. Let me see if I have the alternative. I want well, okay, we're not doing complete. We're not doing the complete like look. So the early 2000s was a mixing time. So pinks and bronzes being mixed was not terrible. But I also like to oh, Daniel, I missed it. Tell me again. Tell me again. I'll stay here and wait. I'm going to get a sip of my peach iced tea now. Daniel, you got to send that again. I know you're going to send it like once I start doing my lips. Casper, like the movie with Christina Ricci and oh my god, his name escapes me, but that movie? Devon Sawa. Got it. Oh, of course I did. Of course I did. Love them both. Always loved Christina Ricci. And then, of course, like any 90s girl, I was fucking obsessed with Devon Sawa. Like, come on. Yeah, boy of my dreams. One of them, at least. It's so funny, like, people will be like, oh, what kind of man do you like? And I don't even know. I don't even fucking know. But when I was younger, I have a... Aw, she seems like a cool person, too. Like, just a chill, like, chick that just, like, wants to do her job, you know? I was obsessed. Okay, let's take it back to... Alright, let's talk about... Before I start getting into doing the rest of my lips, we'll talk about Nae's boys that she was obsessed with. So, when I was about 3, my aunt used to be like, oh, He-Man is your boyfriend. No, he wasn't. I just wanted to be him. But, Fonzie, absolutely, like, he was like, I was 3 years old, and I had this big, like, stuffed bear that my dad won at a fair that was, like, as big as me, and I would, like, kiss it, and it, oh, go away from me, Buggy. No. I would kiss it and pretend it was my boyfriend and pretend that it was Fonzie. And I was 3. I'm not joking. And because I always wanted, like, I think I just, because of the home life that I grew up in, I always felt that, like, falling in love with someone and being with someone who really understands me, because nobody ever understood me. Like, the only people that really understood me, even in my family, was my grandmother, who just passed away. And everything always got, like, passed off. But I always thought that, like, man, if I just met a boy, I just met that boy that understood me and loved me for, like, everything that I am, like, I could be unstoppable. So, Fonzie was the first one. I think maybe even before that, I don't remember his name, and I can't look it up now, but the guy in Silver Spoons with the blonde hair, I was, like, obsessed with him too, and I might have been even younger than, maybe around the same age, like 3 or 4. Then 7-ish was River Phoenix in Stand By Me. I was, like, obsessed. And then about 9, when 90210 came out, and then Luke Perry, I was like, yes, I want to be your wife, sir. Like, and it's not just the looks for me, like, ever. It's mannerisms and the way you do things, the way you move, stuff like that. Corey Haim was a big one for me. I had a poster of him on my wall that I won at a bazaar. Do you? I have not done a Paris Hilton look, but if you want me to, send me one, because, like, I can pick one, but is that the same as, like, just, like, throw something out there. It's better for you to throw something out there. So send me what you want. That's, like, the purpose of the live, is, like, send me something that you want. I did have a Michael J. Fox poster of him on the hoverboard from Back to the Future 2. Not necessarily, because I did think he was cute, but not in like I want you to be my boyfriend way. And then Luke Perry again in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He just always had that cool, collected, but also like I got you type of look, you know? And even his character portrayal, he never did anything that made him seem like a pussy. I don't know, like sometimes it's so fucking weird, man. Like once you get older and then you realize how much projection he was in The Fifth Element very shortly. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which I had refused to watch the Buffy show because I am so true to the Buffy movie. So I had never seen an episode of the Buffy show ever because I'm super true to the movie. He was Pike in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie. And yeah, I lost where I was going, but I can line my lips all day. Yeah, it's just like, oh, that's where I was going. Okay, let me line this bottom lip and then I'll continue. I got a Latin going on downstairs. Okay, so it's not just men that do this. For me? Oh my god, seriously? No. Nope. Can't happen. Won't happen. Because can't. Maybe at some point. But no. So anyway, projection is real. Pretending and peacocking, and maybe I'll just start to fix my hair now. So if you guys want to hang around, I will put my lips on after a little bit. A lot of people do this. They peacock and pretend. Some people can do it for years, really. They can pretend to be whatever you want, and they will pretend to give you whatever you need. Oh, I'm using the Bedhead Rockaholic dry shampoo. This is the only dry shampoo I will use because it's the best. So anyway, because I haven't washed my hair in like 4 days. But there are also people out there that will take advantage of you, take advantage of your kindness, your way of giving, your heart, just like your heart in general, and use it all to their advantage. And you love them, you know? You fucking love them. But there comes a time where you've given so much that, like, if you don't have anything left to give, you need that back from that person that's supposed to be your person, you know? And if things are to be the way that they are between the two of you, then you'll get that. If you don't get that back, and you have somebody that's in your life that just constantly feeds on you, that's a fucking rough life. It really is. And then, like, so many people say, like, especially when kids are in the mix, oh my God. People are like, you just do it for your kids, and then it's okay, and you can just, like, suck it up. Like, dude, no. No. It's not. It's not okay. Like, how is it okay? They're like, well, I'm a mom, and, you know, I chose this life, and that's how it is. I don't have any fucking support in my fucking life. What the fuck? You know, like, I can give you so much, but, dude, I will say that, do younger people give up too easily and too soon? Yes. I will say that. If you're like 20 years old, giving about 5 years is not a big deal. It's really not. Because, like, that's a decent amount of time, you know? But if you gave up almost like two decades, and by that time people don't fucking get you, and they don't support you, and they don't actually know you, that's a problem. Like, it's a fucking big problem. And please, is there someone out there? Can I call the Vatican? Can I call the Vatican to get, like, martyrdom or something? Like, I mean, I think if I finished it all and then I died, then I could get martyrdom, but I'm not prepared to do that, and I can't. Then I would be completely insane. So, not happening. So let's do this hair. Alright, so what is this I got? This is a Pro List. I want to say this is a 1 1/4 barrel iron. One of my favorites. I think. Where did I get this from? I may have gotten this from, like, Shoe Dazzle. Maybe. No, my daughter's 12. I started at my one job that I worked at when I started Shoe Dazzle when she was 1, so that means 11. I got about 10 or 11 years ago for like $40, so not bad. But I like how it gives you, like, a bigger curl. I've noticed, unfortunately, by doing all my lives, doing my makeup a lot, because I can't just, like, I would love to just do makeup and not do my hair and keep my hair up, but it doesn't look right to me. I look like I have, like, a giant head, so I have to, I didn't work out so well. So I have to style my hair, and compared to, like, even October, my hair is so much shorter, and it's, like, fucking making me sad. But, I mean, hey, there we go. There's a working woman's hair on, like, sometimes that just happens. I just gotta deal with it. And I really hate too, like, speaking of like, oh, there's a working woman's hair. Like, I really hate, I was talking to my boss, like, yesterday, and he was like, you know, so many people don't see our profession as, like, a real job. Let me tell you, when I have my services that I have the most expensive service come in, I make, I'm sorry, Daniel. I make 25, ooh, I make $25 an hour plus tip. So, no, they don't. They don't. And that's the hard thing about being a creative person, that people don't understand your work. They don't understand you, you know? And it's, gosh, please, why don't you stay? Stay. And it sucks, but I have found that, you know, staying true to yourself, and actually, that was funny. It kind of bounced back. See, and that there was a, right now I'm yanking stuff there. Come on. There was the universe telling me, like, hey, you're on the right path. And then there was the devil taking my cord. Listen, every single day you have a choice. And those choices, well, you have two choices. Let me say it this way. You have two choices. Oh, I wanted to straighten my hair. Fuck, I didn't straighten it. Whatever. Because I'm so used to curling it. You have two choices. A, you either work with, no, maybe three. Okay, wait. I retract. Let me retract. Every day you wake up, you have three choices. One, you listen to the universe, or if you want to say the universe is God, then that's fine. Like, it's literally the same thing. Two, you ignore it and anything that it says. Or three, you listen to the devil. And that's it. Those are your three choices. Because a lot of people say, well, you can either choose to, you know, obey God or obey the devil. Not so. Because some people ignore both. And to be honest, the people that ignore both are actually the worst. Literally. The people who ignore both are the worst. Do you know why? Because they are indifferent. They are indifferent. They are not swayed at all. They have no personality except for what they deem that other people will like from them, and have no higher calling. So they're empty. They're absolutely empty. They have nothing going on inside of them. They have no original thoughts. Like, I mean, even if you're following the devil, you still have some original thoughts, right? Because the devil's always curious, isn't he? He's always curious and wants to know, what are your thoughts? Why? So he can use them against other people. God is also always curious about your thoughts. Why? Because he wants to see if you are righteous and strong enough to lead. So, oh my god, if this thing doesn't stop falling, I swear to God, and if it burns my foot, I'm going to scream. So, I've seen so many things, especially on Twitter, people saying people are evil and blah, 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 like all this stuff, but rarely ever do I ever, I don't even think I've ever seen anyone calling out indifferent people. Ooh, maybe when recently it's the whole mid-girl thing. So, yeah, that's a possibility. Of course, it starts with women, which I'm not mad about because most women they create their own mess, honestly. And then they'll sit there and tell you, like, I don't want any drama, and I'm just like, I don't want any negativity in my life, like, at all. I'm just, like, in my own bubble. I don't talk to anyone. I don't associate with anyone. I don't do anything. And yet they're meddling in so many people's affairs and, like, actual lives. It's fucking disgusting. But yet they go to church. They go to church, right? They go to church, they sing in the choir, and they post about, oh my God, I'm so happy that God's in my life and God guides me. Bitch, do you not know that you're blaspheming right now? Like, hello. You think that God fucking loves you because you just go and sing on Sundays, yet you go ahead and meddle in people's fucking lives? Just because you posted it on Facebook that you showed up in church and you fucking sang in the choir doesn't mean God is gonna fucking save you. Thank you, Daniel. Listen, God might save you. Even God has levels of saving, just so you know. Okay? So, if you think, even if you're going to get into heaven, that you're going to be in that good spot, right? Just because you sing his name in church, doesn't he know everything? He knows everything, right? And even still, thinking about it this way. Yeah, I know. I know, Daniel. I know. I do all that multitasking. I do love multitasking. But even still, like, people like that, even if you're, thank you, even if you're going to hell, I gotta put it this way, too. Like, if you're gonna, like, claim God, but also, like, go against him, you're not gonna get into heaven, okay? But also, like, you're not gonna have a special place in hell either. So you're putting yourself into some weird fucking place that, like, once you get there, you ain't gonna have any type of, like, luxury at all. And then your luxury is what, on earth? making people's lives miserable for your own entertainment? My God. How fucking sad. How fucking sad. God's not gonna save you. You're not fucking. Oh my God. And and then people are gonna be like, well, you just took God's name in vain. Well, he knows what I'm talking about. So, God doesn't want you. The devil doesn't want you either. Because you don't have any type of loyalty to either. You have loyalty to deceit and, what's that called? Human, not convenience, just like, I don't know, it's kind of like a social gluttony, in a way. I don't know actually what the word is for this. I know that there is a word for this, but again, I have a brain disease, so, yeah. And there's plenty of people out there that are just like that. And I feel bad for them. In a way I do. But most of them know what they're doing, and they don't care. Because they are out there for the earthly pleasure of seeing other people suffer. And that's what they're there for. And this brings me to a topic that I love to talk about, but it's too late for me to talk about it now. But if you wish for me to talk about it in person instead of like messaging or anything, or not messaging, posting, how there was a post I saw on Instagram not too long ago where it said, like, you chose this life. Like, you chose the life that you have now and the place that you are in now. Like, everything that you have right now, you chose. Like, whether you want to accept it or not, you have chosen it. And a lot of these people don't accept it. And then they go against everything that they're supposed to be. Because we all have a place in life, and we all have a time that we will attain that particular place. Some people, their place in life is a lower level. And that's what you chose. It's kind of like Avatar. That's what you chose. And no amount of making someone else look bad or talking about other people or, getting into other people's business is going to change your path of direction. It's like when you go to an arcade and you choose your player, you choose your character, and you put the money in the slot, and it's locked. It's locked in. It's done. It's locked in. No amount of what you do is going to change what that other person had chosen. You're just going to make yourself look like a fool. And that's it. So, with that said, I will talk about, like, choosing your life path and, like, actually things like that. It's one of my favorite things. I've actually thought about it a lot since I was, I don't know, like 5. Yeah, so I'm going to sign off right now, and it's been a little bit longer than usual, but I don't think it turned out bad. I think it still looks pretty cute, but we also got into an in-depth talk, which those are the things I like to talk about the most. I do not like talking about superficial things because they do not last and they don't make a lasting impression. And you know what? I don't like talking about bullshit because it's bullshit. So I thank you guys, anyone who has come on. Daniel, I specifically want to thank you because you've always been here for me. You comment, you watch, and then with me and Ryan's show, you come in and you comment and you watch, and like You're literally, you're a gem. You're an absolute gem. You are a good person. You just, keep doing what you're doing. And just like you said, they don't get people like us, and that's okay. And that's okay, because you know what? We're having fun with our lives, and everybody that, chose a different path is jealous. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you chose that character. But that's okay. So I shall say adieu and good night, and thank you all for watching now or thereafter. And I will see you, actually see you on Saturday with Ryan, and maybe things will get spicy again, because last Saturday was like super fucking fun, and I was in my damn element on that show, so I was glad. So yeah, so just bringing me out. This is me. So thanks. Good night.